So sometimes in a series, changes are needed. And in this halfway point review, we are going to look at the fact that I've started to implement a new tactic. Now in the next episode, it is the end of the transfer window, and over this summer transfer window, I'm going to bring in a couple of players who are all designed around the idea of this new tactical plan, this new tactical setup. Now I'm under the knowledge, no. I have the understanding that a new tactic can take time to settle down. A new tactical idea can take time to compose into something which you are happy and comfortable with, as my wife sends me a message on Snapchat. So I am a little bit ahead. I've had to record this video and the next video and the next video after that. I'm pretty much finishing this season at this point in the real world. But I've not had a chance to record the videos because of so many people being in the house the last few days. So, yeah, bear with me as we recap the halfway point of this season. And, yeah, it's next couple of videos are interesting as we try to decide and finalise a tactical idea. So, looking at the season so far then, we started off against NSI, 3-1 victory before beating KI's 3-0. At this point, we changed tactic to the wing-back tactic. And, yeah, after years and years and years of the same tactic, I decided personally to freshen up the save almost with a new tactical outlook and to bridge the gap we had in Europe. When we got up against them better teams in Europe, we were struggling. Now, yes, it might take me 1 or 2 seasons to finalise the positional roles within this new tactic, but I think long term it will be nice. And we start off with a 6-0 victory before a 4-0 victory over B36, so 10 goals in the first 2 games with the new tactic. We then beat Vikingur Göte in the Super Cup final to win that. After a 1-1 draw, it went to penalties and we got the win. 3-0 victory over Vester, 3-0 victory over Faroe, 2-1 over Vikingur Göte, 3-0 over TB. Then we played NSI 4 in the Cup and got 8-0 before a 2-0 and a 1-0 over EB and NSI. Now, we weren't dominating games like we have in the past, so I do know we needed to make a couple of adjustments. I did try something against KI, and we got absolutely smashed. We really did look poor and just didn't turn up in this game. Scala then a 1-1 draw, and that was back-to-back games without a result. Again, a few tweaks and stuff, and we've just won some games in a row there. So we beat Vester 1-0 before a 4-1 over Suroy, 5-0 over B36 and a 4-0 over Scala. So after a couple of seasons of going unbeaten in the league, that has ended this year, but we are 9 points clear. Mufasa with 18 goals is dominating as well, and things look nice. Considering we trying to embed a new tactic, we have a plus 34 goal difference, 40 points, 113 drew, 1 lost, 1. It's not the end of the world in terms of developing a new tactic. I'm not one of these plug in and play tactical creators, so it does take time to implement my ideas and find the best tactical setup for them ideas. Now, what is nice to see, second top goal scorer, Kabongo, is through our academy. One of our old academy players. Came through in 2042. Never been capped by the national team, but maybe does need a call-up at some point. He is starting to bang in goals for Vester. And Ronnie Samuelson, who we signed from Crawley Town, if you remember, way back, in 2036 for 68k as a youngster. Never really broke into the first team. Never actually played a first team game for us. But after being out on loan, etc., he was with us for, 7 seasons without playing a game. He's ended up going to Vikingur Göte on a free, and he is a regular goal scorer in the top flight now as well. So fair play to him. KI in second, Vikingur Göte third, Vester, and then there's a bit of a gap, 6 points down to EB at the minute. TB and Suroy in the bottom 2. In terms of the B team, our B team is doing well. Played 15, won 15, 45 points. Now, what I do find very, very amusing here, so second place, HB, are in the playoffs at the minute, and they have a chance of winning promotion. And also, last place, B71, also have a chance of promotion because every other team is a B team. So, B71 are bottom of the league and have a chance of going up. Yep, that's how it is. Pontus Fransen is top goal scorer, 13 games, 14 goals. Developing very nicely, came into the club in 2046 for $1.5 million. Played 7, scored 7 before we sent him out on loan to the Super Tatner Hamstads. Didn't do well, 4 goals in 29, but he's come back and is doing well again for our B team. 14 goals in 13 games this season. Maybe deserves a chance getting called up. And also this young Colombian, 20 years old, valued between 9.2 and 11.5 million. Now obviously picked him up in the winter, played 10, scored 11. And yeah, this is one of them players who we picked up for nothing, who we are looking to move on to make profit to fund things in the future. A drop down in the third tier, you can see B63 are now down in the third tier along with MB. And then you've got who else are a first team. Undrio are also down there as well. It's down in the third tier now, B68, who've won 3 top flights. That's the type of club I'd like to just grab hold of and take up. And then you've got Royan IF in the 4th tier, which is very weird. Hoyvik down in the 4th tier. So there is some teams, IF and their B team and their C team, are all in the bottom division. I mean, the weird thing is the C team is doing better than the B team. Some players need to be swapped around, I'm thinking. So looking at the tactic, currently the setup then is in goal. We have Petter Nørregård Munksgaard, who has just come back to the club, not played a game yet. He will be looked at more in the next video. But I'm currently playing 2 wide centre-backs and a no-nonsense centre-back in the middle. 2 centre-mids, ball-winning midfielder and a centre-mid. Wing-backs on attack both sides, attacking mid on support, and 2 pressing forwards. That's the 7 look now with positive mentality, shorter passing, play out defence, work the ball in the box with wider width. Distribute centre-backs, counter and counter-press, and then we have a lower defensive line mid-block, more often pressing and get stuck in. So currently that's the tactical setup. There's no individual instructions in there at the minute. I think over the next couple of months it'll adjust, it'll change. It's already changed a little bit. We were playing with a libero in the middle, we were playing with just normal centre-backs on the wing, on the both sides here, but then I wanted a bit more width. We were dropping him back to play him in this position here. There's been a lot of changes, a lot of adjustments, and it's nowhere near complete. And it does take me time to settle and to be satisfied with the tactical setup when I do put one together. So it is going to take a bit of time before I can comfortably say I think it's a good setup. But again, that is half the season completed, and it's a nice way to look at it. We are going to end by looking at the competition rankings. So the league has dropped 2 places, 26th. It is going up and down at the minute. So 26th place, we are there. We were 24th. We're bouncing up and down. It's happening over and over again, and we're probably going to go up or down 1 or 2 again next season. It's just understandable. We've tumbled down 5 places to 46th in the European Club rankings. And in terms of the coefficient then, we are currently sitting in 25th place now. Going into this season, we have 21.375, so we will be overtaken 2 places above us straight away. No, 3 places above us, and almost catching Serbia as well. So we do have a few nations we are catching, and our lowest points total is dropping off at the end of this season as well. So we just need a couple of successful knockout rounds of the Champions League, and that would be very, very satisfactory. But that is it for today's video. Thank you for watching. I am going to now stop this recording and literally start the next one and recap the transfer window. So make sure you do tune in on Thursday as you're watching this. And yeah, we're going to look at how we've continued to develop a tactic. And we're going to look at all the players I've signed, because it's a bumper episode. I've been Paul, also known as the Northman. My hay fever is killing me, and I'll see you next time.